Hello, good morning, traders. I want to welcome you to another live analysis session. Today is Friday, the 27th of March 2026, and we're having a live morning analysis. This analysis is for the London session, and we expect some movement in the market in the course of today. Now, today I'm going to be looking a lot at the Australian dollar, and that's largely because of a lot of factors that will be driving the price movement, on these assets in the course of today. A lot of strength on the AUD. And one of the major reasons for this strength in the AUD is because of the Reserve Bank of Australia just hiked the interest rate to 4.1%. Now, that is leading to a lot of strength on the Australian dollar. The other factor is because Australian dollar is a commodity currency, and the ongoing war, US Israel against Iran is equally driving price. But what is most important here is that we have the interest rate hike and also the short-term bearish movement that is expected on the dollar. All both of them, they are really driving the Australian dollar to go in the bullish direction. So with that being said, I'm going to be looking at, I'll start with the AUD USD this morning. So I'll just go straight to the chart and look for the AUD USD. That's the Australian dollar price against the American dollar. So let's check out AUD USD. If you're just joining this channel, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you've enjoyed our analysis in previous time, just drop a comment in the comment section. We'll appreciate that. All right, so this is the AUD USD. Like I said, we are bullish on the dollar. So we'll start our analysis from the higher time frame. We'll scale down to the lower time frame. That is called the top down analysis. And you can see that in previous time also I've maintained a bullish outlook on the AUD USD. That's what you can see right there, on the chart. Okay, so today this is going to be my outlook. Now there is a previous resistance on the AUD USD, and that spans right here. A previous resistance in the higher time on the weekly time frame. You can see right here we have a resistance there. We have a resistance. Now it's also now a support on the present weekly candle. If you extend the resistance, you can see that price is trading around a resistance turned support. It's a support with a current weekly candle. It's a support. So technically, that is expected to drive price to the upside. Don't forget that fundamentally, I said the Reserve Bank of Australia just hiked the interest rate, and technically we are seeing that also play out. So we're having a confluence between the technical and the fundamental. So we are bullish on the AUD USD. Now we need to go down to a lower time frame to look out for entry opportunities. All right, so this is that area where we have the support turn resistance meet on the 1 hour. That's this area now that I'm circling over my cursor. Now we can draw our trend line on the 1 hour time frame. And a second one right here. And that is giving us a very clear falling wedge pattern. So in the course of today, we're going to be anticipating a breakout to the upside. If you look at it critically also, we're having something that looks a lot like an inverse head and shoulder pattern. Shoulder, head, second shoulder, and the break. Let me do that again. Shoulder, head, second shoulder, and a break. All right. So you can see now, fundamentally, we are bullish. Technically, we are bullish. So we're expecting a bullish breakout on the AUD in the course of today. So just watch out, and watch out, for that. So with that being said, we'll look at a couple of other AUD pairs that are also going bullish, just like the AUD I'm going to be looking at the AUDJPY. Again, we start top-down analysis from the higher time frame. All right, so that's on the 4 hour. We can see price making a series of higher lows, higher low, and coming down to the present candle, a third higher low. And there's equally a previous support. So technically, we're looking for a bullish movement on AUD So we can flip down to a lower time frame like 1 hour or 30 minutes, depending on your preference, or even 15 minutes. That is based on preference. We can draw our falling wedge, and we can look for a clear breakout. So we're very, very bullish on the AUDJPY, just like we're bullish on the AUDUSD. If you're enjoying this analysis, just go ahead and drop, a fire emoji in the comment section. Drop a comment if you agree with this analysis. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel so that you can receive this kind of videos anytime I come live. All right, so we're bullish. We've established that we're bullish on the AUDUSD and the AUDJPY. Now look at the third one, and that is the Euro AUD. Now Euro AUD is negatively correlated, to both the AUDUSD and the AUDJPY. Negatively correlated means that if the AUDUSD is bullish, Euro AUD will be bearish. That means they are going in opposite direction most of the time. Now there are instruments like that. Some instruments are positively correlated while some are negatively correlated. Like the AUDJPY is positively correlated to the AUDUSD because the AUD is the base currency in both of them. But then if you look at the AUDUSD and the Euro AUD, the AUD is a quote in the Euro AUD. So while AUD/USD is going bullish, Euro AUD rather will be going bearish most of the time. All right. So let's look at the Euro AUD for the benefit of those who might want to trade the Euro AUD. Some people like specific instruments. They trade specific instruments that they fancy. So let's not leave them out of this, movement that we're expecting in the market in the course of today. All right, so this is the Euro AUD. So we'll start again, top-down analysis from higher time frame down to the lower time frame. So we go down to the daily. Now the daily, you can see I've marked my zone, my lower high right from the beginning of the week. So I'll just draw the trend line to connect them. All right. Now, the current daily candle is already looking like a rejection candle. You can see, looking like a rejection candle. Let's go down to 4 hour. And you can see there's a descending trend line, and there is equally a resistance. There is a resistance zone right here. All right. And the last 4 hour candle is a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. So all this put together is giving us a bearish outlook on the Euro AUD. So technically we're bearish on the Euro AUD. So let's flip down to 1 hour time frame. Your entry could be 1 hour, it could be 30 minutes, it could be 15 minutes. That's based on your preference. So we have a rising wedge pattern, and the inverse, the bearish engulfing candlestick pattern on the 4 hour is actually evolving into a head and shoulder on the 1 hour time frame. So let's get that out. Shoulder, head, second, okay, shoulder, head, second shoulder, and the anticipated breakout. All right, so that's the expectation on the Euro AUD. We are very, very bearish on the Euro AUD. Now there's a minor support around this area, which is around the neckline region for the head and shoulder on the 1 hour time frame. So I'm bearish on the Euro AUD on the 1 hour time frame. All right, that's a major part of my analysis for today. But then we still have enough time, so let's check out some other assets that could also move in the course of today. So I'll be looking at the dollar index, the USDX. Now, I've maintained a bearish outlook on the dollar index right from the beginning of the week, and that outlook still stands even up till now. All right, so my outlook is bearish, and I'll give you my reasons for that. I've had a bearish outlook on the dollar index because on the daily time frame, price earlier on hit a resistance zone. Price returned back to that resistance zone, and we've been experiencing what looks like a range in the last couple of days with a triple top pattern up here. Now that triple top pattern also supports the bearish outlook after price hit the resistance on the daily time frame. So technically, I'm bearish on the dollar index. Okay, so you can see that triple top price is trading around it currently. All right, so price is ranging around that triple top, and we can as well draw our trend line again to form what looks like a channel up there. Okay, it was a triple top up until here, but recently price got to that zone again. Let me check 1 hour and see if I can get additional information. Perfect. Now I can see on 1 hour it's forming what is looking a lot like a head and shoulder pattern, meaning the price is preparing for a reversal. Shoulder, head, second shoulder, and a breakout to the downside. And like I said earlier, this could also be largely responsible for the bullish movement that we are seeing on the AUD USD, apart from the rate hike that's on the Australian dollar. So technically we're bearish on the dollar index. Now this dollar index, for the major pairs, it's a major indicator of the direction of this asset. So I'll be looking at the USDCHF. If you're enjoying this video, just drop a comment in the comment section, or if there's any specific instrument you want me to analyze, just drop it in the comment section. I'll just go right there and analyze it for you. Just a second. If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, just go ahead and click the subscribe button, and you can join me on Telegram. The link to my Telegram channel is somewhere around this video. Just click on it and join me. On the Telegram channel, you get access to signals, you get access to mentorship. My WhatsApp details are also there. You can click on it to get across to me. All right, so let's continue. So, like I said, I'm looking at the USDCHF. So let me remove all previous analysis. Now, for the USDCHF on the daily time frame, price is equally bearish. You can see price making a series of lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and price is back lower high with a daily candle. So technically, we will be looking out for a move to the downside. Now, if you observe, we don't trade against the trend. We always trade in the direction of the overall trend. That's why there is that saying that the trend is your friend. The trend is always your friend. Never ever trade against the trend. So we can take it out to 1 hour, and this is a 1 hour time frame. And on the 1 hour, we'll be looking at spotting our entry. We've gotten direction on the higher time frame. Then we're looking for entry on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we just draw my trend line up there, and a second one at the back to give me a rising wedge pattern. So I'll be looking for a breakout, below the lower trend line to trigger a sell on the USDCHF. So we're bearish on the USDCHF, just like we saw the bearish outlook on the dollar index. So with that being said, I'll be looking also at the GBP USD and the Euro USD. Now, I've also maintained a bullish outlook on the GBP USD, even though in recent times we saw some bearish movement. So let's go down to the 4 hour. All right, so this is the 4 hour time frame. Now, on the 4 hour time frame, we can see that price is in an uptrend, and there is support, a support zone. So we end up having a confluence. There's a confluence right there. Price making higher low, higher low, higher low, then the support. Now the support is acting as a confluence because from this area we are expecting a move to the upside. Now there was a data release from the United Kingdom this morning, precisely 8 a.m., and that's the retail sales. Even though the retail sales came out actual greater than forecast, which will be bullish, you can see that despite that, the pound is still bearish, is still in the bearish direction. Now, why is it in the bearish direction? All right, sorry for that break. So I'm back. So, like I said, we are still very, very bullish on the GBP USD, and we can draw our trend line right here, a second one at the back to form a falling wedge pattern. Technically, I'm seeing something forming here like an inverse head and shoulder pattern, which may help trigger, into the bullish direction in the course of the day. So watch this instrument very, very closely. We're bullish. We're bullish on the GBP USD, and we anticipate a breakout in the course of today. And since we're bullish on the GBP USD, it's just, Euro USD also follows, because Euro USD and GBP USD, they are always positively correlated, though the volatility varies on both of them, but the correlation is positive, meaning they go in the same direction most of the time. Okay, so for the Euro USD, you can see we have an overall uptrend on the 4 hour time frame. Now the structure is very close to what we have on the GBP USD. We have an uptrend, price moving a series of higher lows, higher lows, and we're back to another higher low price toward the trend line. And also we have a support zone right here, giving us a confluence. So technically we're going to be looking out for a breakout into the bullish direction in the course of today. So we can switch over to 1 hour or 15 minutes or 30 minutes, depending on your preference. Now you can see on the 1 hour we have a valid falling wedge and a formation that is looking very close to an inverse head and shoulder, head, second shoulder, and a breakout to the upside. All right, that'll be all from my analysis this morning. If you enjoyed this analysis, go ahead, click the like button, share this video so that more people can see it, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel so that whenever I start the next analysis, which will be on Monday, you can be notified and you can be a part of it. If you have any question, go ahead and drop it in the section. And if you want me to analyze specific instruments, also just let me know, and I'll do just right that. And if you look around this video, you see the link to my Telegram channel. Join me on Telegram. You get access to more signals, to more trading tips, and also to my mentorship program. I told you the registration is on for the April mentorship cohort. If you want to be a part of it, then send in your registration now. Get across to me through my WhatsApp details and register. Now, the slots are limited, so the earlier you register, the better. March is ending, April is starting next week. So be a part of the mentorship program. All right, so I'll come your way again next Monday for another analysis session like this. Take care, have a great weekend, and see you next week. Bye.